Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday to you all. It is the final day of college baseball regular season. It is also game 7 in the Western Conference semis as Denver takes on OKC. We also got a game 7 in the NHL. Plus, we might talk some college football. Who knows? I know we're a few weeks away, but we'll talk a little college football. Why not? So, yeah, let's get into it. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome into Lock It In here on the Record Sports Network. I am AP Alan Perales, joined as always by the wise man, the Hall of Famer, Scott Cobe. Tanner, of course, is still stuck in Vegas. We're still trying to gather the money, so if you would like to donate to the I Am Poor Foundation so we could get Tanner out of Vegas, that would be great.
He said he would have been all set if the Diamondbacks had won last night, but they blew it for both of us. Thanks, Arizona. I greatly appreciate what you did for me. So
it's always the Diamondbacks. It's always the Diamondbacks.
Alan, can we send the LTS private jet to Tanner? Is that possible?
Well, that's his private jet. I don't know if he can call it out there on a whim, but
he ran out of gas. He said he's got no gas. He's got no money. Got no gas.
Jeez. Anyway, it's not really a good betting day, honestly. If you look at the lineup, you got Game 7 in the NBA, of course, between the Nuggets and Thunder. You got Game 7 in the NHL. What is that? Florida and Tampa today?
No, Florida, Toronto. The Maple Leafs.
Bobby said no people belongs in Vegas now.
Bobby, go rescue him, please. He needs to be rescued. Can you give him any lunch money or something, please?
Jesus. He's like, as long as Kansas City doesn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I don't think Tanner can promise you that.
Now, all college baseball regular season basically ended yesterday. We do have some games today, but the only one that Scott can really bet on is Hawaii.
Give me pudding. Give me
Diego and Hawaii tonight, and then Harvard, Yale, Army, Holy Cross. Can't really bet on the Catholics on the Catholic schools or the. So he said we're leaking a play.
Bring some extra money, Bobby. You might need it.
You might need it.
Last night. Me and Tanner were on the message for an hour last night, swearing at Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. So it was funny.
Jesus.
It was funny.
Yeah. Also, your Red Sox got a walk-off win last night against the Braves. So
I turned it off at 6-2. It was 6-2. Braves were up. I was like, "Oh, game's over." Mr. Discontent hit a home run last night to walk it off. So
yeah, 7-6 walk-off win for the Red Sox last night.
Rafael Devers hits a walk-off home run last night. Who would have thought? But
and then, of course, the Rockies out of nowhere with the 14-12 win.
Anybody out there? I know Bobby's in the message, so he's probably listening. Can you name 3 Rockies hitters in their lineup? Ryan McMahon's about the only guy I can name. It's ridiculous. Zach Gallen goes in the mound. I'm figuring easy win. Tanner's the same way, and he gives up 3 runs right off the bat. And he gives up 4 home runs in 2 innings. It's like, really? It's like that's the microcosm of betting right there. Think you got something that's easy, and nope.
That's always how it is too. It's like, oh, this is the surefire thing, and then it ends up going completely the other direction.
The one, so I had a bonus bet yesterday. I had Cubs, Phillies originally in it, and then I was like, well, who are the Rockies playing? Zach Gallen. I'm like, oh, that's a win. So I switched it from the Cubs to the. Had I kept it the same, I'd have won, but I switched it to the D-backs and lost. And that's just the thing. I mean, look at the Celtics all year. They just played with teams all year long. They lost games they shouldn't have. Same thing with every team. I mean, you can go down your teams, Rangers, Oklahoma City. You can go down every team and say, really, they lost that game to that team? So it's NFL same way. So every team has one game with it. It's just like, what? So it happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to do something a little bit different today because obviously there's not much that we can do as far as betting wise. But yesterday we did some futures on the NFL a little bit. And I figured, why not talk some college football today? Because there are some intriguing matchups in this upcoming season. I'm seeing right here you got Kansas State, Iowa State in the Ireland game that's already been set. So that's an intriguing opening matchup for those two squads.
Yeah, I mean, Ireland's been the home for Notre Dame or Navy for the last 3-4 years, I think, since they opened this. So now they're spreading it around. Kansas State, Iowa State, which will be a really good game, a good test for both teams right off the bat. A lot of these early season games are pretty good, which is a far cry from what we usually get. We usually get the Appalachian States and the Alabamas in the first week of the season, and we're not getting that anymore. To make the college football playoff, you have to schedule up. You can't schedule down anymore. And that's what schools are doing. And kudos to them for doing it. They need to do it. So, and it benefits us.
Kansas State already a 3.5-point favorite. That the line's already up on that. Total 49.5 point total there. Yep. So
they already have the Ohio State Michigan game up. And the total.
That's going to be all the way at the
November
tail end of the season, yeah.
Yep, November. So DraftKings already has that up. Labor Day night for us Patriots fans around here should be very interesting. North Carolina's playing TCU. So that's interesting. That's Bill Belichick's first game, and it's a nationally televised game. So I took North Carolina. I think the Belichick he's got a good coaching staff around him. Sans his son, obviously. They're favored by 1.5 right now. Yeah, they're favored by 1.5 against TCU. So I took North Carolina. I think the Belichick bump for North Carolina will be real, and I think they'll play well for him. So,
yep. Looking over at the SEC schedule starting out, of course, the big one, Texas on the road at the Horseshoe at Ohio State.
Yeah.
To start the season.
Well, they were in Michigan last year. So now they're going to Ohio State. Now they're hitting every Big Ten school they can. Should be interesting. How's Ohio State going to react to the national championship game? That would be my question. Mm-hmm. And if they react well, they'll be fine. But I haven't heard much in recruiting from them. They lost Chip Kelly. He went to the Raiders. He's gone. So they got a new offensive coordinator in. Was supposed to be Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien before Chip Kelly. He took the BC job, obviously. So now Chip Kelly was there a year, won a national championship, and he bolted. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting, Ohio State opening up the year.
I believe that game's actually going to be the Fox game at noon. So, which sounds like Saturday game.
Okay.
So if that is that's likely going to be the Fox game because they usually want to have the Ohio State game on that one, the big game with Ohio State and Texas. They usually do games like that on Fox.
Alan, they got small schools up already. Oh, Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern. Oh. Me and Tanner are going to hit those hard when the spreads come up.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we opened up against Illinois State at home, so that'll be a good little warm-up there for this new look Oklahoma offense that I think could actually be a big difference this year with how they heavily recruited offensively. Definitely with getting John Mateer in, from Washington State, best quarterback transfer in this class. Bringing his offensive coordinator in, this is a do or die year for Brent Venables, it seems, because now he's taken over the defensive play calling. You get a guy who's threw for over 4,000 yards last year, had a high-powered offense, and you bring his offensive coordinator in, who I believe, if not, I'm not mistaken, took his current wife, now used to be girlfriend, on their first date to an Oklahoma game. So he's got some history here in Norman. So
I'll tell you the team to watch out for next year. People think I'm crazy. Penn State. Aller came back. I think they have basically the whole team back except Abdul Qadir. I know
Warren. Tyler Warren.
And Warren, too. That's right. I know James Franklin in big situations is not a great coach, but I think the talent will outweigh the coaching decisions. So, I mean, they're favored by 43.5 against Nevada. That's a lot of points, but you got to make a statement in these games early to impress the committee. I mean, we said it last year on the show time and time again. You got to win big. And if you win big against teams, you're going to get noticed. So they're 43.5 against Nevada. If that comes down a little bit, I'm willing to go Penn State. But if it goes up, I'm not going Penn State. So they're a team to watch for. And as they get in the Big Ten schedule, depends on their schedule. If they don't have to play Ohio State, they're in great situation to win the Big Ten title. So,
yeah, I like them a lot this year. Obviously I'm going to be biased with Oklahoma. I think we have a real good shot. I know the schedule is going to be brutal, but I think we got a real good shot to maybe get a 10 win, maybe 11 at best season going. Because if you do basically what you did last year defensively and with the improved offense that you have, I think you got a real good shot in the SEC this year.
I had said to you that the SEC schedule was going to be really tough for them, and they weren't going to win many SEC games. If they could take what they do non-conference into the SEC and start off like 2-0 or 3-0, then I could see an 11-win season for sure. But you have to you got to be lucky with the schedule in the SEC. You have to get schools. You're playing Texas. That's the rivalry game. They're going to keep that, obviously.
You got Texas. You go to Alabama. I believe you go to Tennessee. You've got Ole Miss coming in. You got LSU coming into Norman.
Yes, that's a brutal schedule. But I will say this: I'm not as sold on Alabama as I have been in recent years. I don't think they're as good. Mm-hmm. So I think that they can beat Alabama, whether they play home or road. That's what I think.
Penn State does have to play Ohio State this year, but they also have to play Indiana and Oregon, the top 4 finishers in the Big Ten.
Yeah, so that's not going to be easy for them. So if they go 2-2, they'll be lucky. They'll welcome that. But Oregon's not going to be as good.
Let's not also forget that Michigan State's going to be a tough game. They got to go to East Lansing for that.
Yep.
Nebraska's chippy. They're not the Nebraska of old, but they're chippy.
Right.
And even Rutgers will give them a fight.
At Rutgers, definitely. At
Rutgers.
Penn State, so it's at Rutgers.
They do have to go to Rutgers.
So, the only team, Penn State out of the Big Ten, Ohio State, yes. Other than that, I don't see any. Michigan's not as good as they have been. I don't think they're going to win 10 games this year. So if you see an over-under of like 9.5, I would go under. Penn State could win 11.
Speaking of small schools, Montana State in Eugene to play Oregon week 1.
I would take Montana State because it's going to be a over 30-point spread, and Oregon seems to struggle early in the season. They win games, but they don't put teams away.
Oregon will probably win the game, but I think Montana State's going to keep it really, really close.
I do too. So
very intriguing matchup early.
If you get a spread of over 30, north of 30, I would take Montana State for sure. Because Oregon won games early in the season, but they did not win them convincingly. They let teams hang around. And now I think you got a new quarterback, right? They got a new quarterback. Dylan Gabriel is in Cleveland right now.
Yeah.
You're going to have a new running game, I think. I think they had to replace a wide. So they got a new offense that they have to install, so to speak. So, yeah, I think Montana State could be a live dog. Not to win the game, to cover the spread. And that's all we care about in betting is just cover the spread. I don't care if you win or lose.
So Tanner's not here to talk about his team, but I want to bring it up. They got I believe their new stadium is opening this year, correct?
Yeah.
So they debut it week 1, Saturday, August 23rd against Fresno State. That'll be a good matchup.
That's a good matchup.
But this is the Kansas team too that has a lot of good talent still coming back, even though they lost Devin Neal and Jalen Daniels and what I think Daniels is still there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it seems like he's been there for 30 years, but he's still there. Yeah.
They've got a good enough. This Kansas team is still a top half of the Big 12 conference right now because of just what the conference is. And I know you got Kansas State, Iowa State playing each other in Dublin that same day. But the teams we thought were going to be the top-heavy bunch of this group, like Oklahoma State, Houston, what have you, they're not as good as what we thought. I'm hoping for a bounce back for the Cowboys at the very least.
I agree. And so here's the difference with college basketball the last 3 or 4 years in college football. It's a similarity. Smaller schools perform much, much better against the big boys. I saw USC has a small school week 1. It's already 31.5 points. I would bet against USC. The talent now with the NIL gets spread around the country. Basketball, football, everything. So when you look and you see Michigan's playing, I don't know, pick a small school, Illinois State, say. You don't necessarily want to gravitate toward Michigan. You might want to look at Illinois State. And that's just the whole thing is when you're betting these, when you see a 43.5 spread, it used to be Alabama when they played these small schools. We went 66-3 against Northwest State or whoever it was. Now they're not doing that because the talent's so spread around. So with me, I look at the spreads early in the week and I start doing homework early in the week. And college football now, more and more so, now has games up and spreads up on DraftKings and FanDuel and all these sites. So you really got to look and see what these big schools have lost and what they have brought in, because college football and pro football now become a 10-month a year betting window, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So you get values early. Like right now, like I said yesterday with the NFL, you get the value early and pounce on it, because I guarantee you North Carolina's playing TCU. I guarantee you it's 1.5 now. It's going to be 4 or 5 when kickoff happens on Labor Day night. So bet them now. And then if you want to double back and you want to change it, you can do it. So.
And of course, if anybody's wondering, Colorado opens up at home against Georgia Tech, which
I like Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech was really good last year. They were a solid ACC team, caused a lot of fits for a lot of teams. Georgia Tech is actually a 3.5-point favorite right now.
Is it at Colorado?
It's at Colorado.
Okay, so here's the deal. Dion is there. We don't know if he wants to be there or not. We think he does. We think he does, but we're not sure. He lost his Shiloh, who was a defensive guy, a defensive player, but you lost Travis Hunter and you lost Shedeur Sanders. You lost talent on your team. Travis Hunter especially. Shedeur was good. Travis Hunter was the Heisman Trophy winner. That's not easily be replaced. And opening week against Georgia Tech, I think Georgia Tech goes in there and wins the game outright. So I don't even need the points. I'll go money line with that.
Mm-hmm. So Dion's gonna have a lot of work to do to rebuild that Colorado team.
He is, and if he finds it tough going, he might be out after 1 year. He might just say, "I'm not doing this," bye, and go someplace else, or put feelers out there. This is what Dion does. He'll be there for 2 or 3 years, and then he'll start putting feelers out. Hey, I'm available. Do you want me to come there?
Go to Florida State.
Florida State. Florida
there
State.
You go.
Yep. So,
I believe they opened with Alabama this year. So,
and I would take Florida State on a revenge tour. To be honest with you, I have no. Alabama's not a good team. Going to be a good team this year.
Yeah, you lost Milroe. You lost a couple others.
Yep, you lost a couple of receivers that you had that were really
some good offensive linemen.
Yep. So I have no urge to bet Alabama this year at all. So I would go against.
Not good for Tide fans that are. The dynasty is dead, y'all.
Yeah, DeBoer is going to be out as a coach, I think, after this year, which is unfortunate, but it's going to happen, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. So what we got lined up on the way as far as bets today, Scott? We'll try to find 3 each, and then we'll try to put a price picks together. So as far as our 3 normal picks, what we got?
I got 3. The team I should have went with yesterday were the Cubs. They're playing the White Sox. They've just dominated in the first 2 games. So I took the Cubs -1.5 because if you do money line, it's -300. No good. So I did Cubs -1.5. And that's, I think, -110, 115, something like that. So it's not a bad price. WNBA, which I don't usually bet, I'm going to bet it today. I like the Washington Mystics -3 over Connecticut. Washington has already played a game. Connecticut is opening their season today. Washington put over 90 up in their first game. So they're an offensive juggernaut, I think, this year. So I like them. My third bet is a top 20 in golf. It's Ryan Gerard at -115 to finish in the top 20. So that's the 3. And if you ask me for 4 or 5, I couldn't come up with 2. I tried. It's not easy. You're right. It's an awful betting day. I stay away from game 7s. I mean, Oklahoma City's playing today. You could look at them. I'm not going to do it. Toronto, Florida tonight, game 7. I'm not touching it. So those are the 3.
Okay. So for me, I'm going to go with the traveling A's on the money line. It's at +130 on ESPN Bet. And that's because for the Giants, you got Justin Verlander on the mound tonight, 0-3, 4.31 ERA, whereas the A's have Springs going. He's 5-3. He's their best pitcher right now, I believe. So I like the A's in that scenario, so I'll take them on the money line. I'll go another baseball one here. This one's going to be a parlay, though. So Tigers and Rangers. Rangers at home with Jack Leiter going against Framber Valdez, who has not had a good history with the Rangers at all. He's 2-4 at the start of the season. He has struggled. And I think the Rangers bats are starting to wake up a little bit. And now it's getting to where, Seattle's in a tough series right now with the Padres. Texas, I believe, is only a half game back of the Mariners right now, as far as the AL West. So this a win today could actually put them back in first place. So I'll go with Texas on that. And then on the other side, Tigers lost yesterday, so and they got Job going today as far as pitching wise, and I think they'll get the job done in Toronto. So I would look Tampa Bay. I would look at Minnesota, but I don't want to pull that trigger.
They're going to lose eventually.
Yeah.
The day you bet them is the day they're going to lose. So, yeah, I agree with you. I stayed away from it.
Yeah. Your gut, Zebby Matthews, actually.
Who?
For the Twins. I know. He was 1-4 last year. He's making his season debut today. 1-4 last year, 43 strikeouts, and 6.69 ERA.
He's going against the Freddie Peralta experience. We don't know what we'll ever get from Freddie. He could throw 7 shutout innings today, or he could pitch 2 innings and give up 8 runs. So, yeah, that's the Freddie Peralta experience for everybody out there.
And then the last one. Do I do it?
It's got to be UFL.
Well, UFL's already going, so I can't really.
No, you can do it. You can still do it. It's fine. There is live in-game betting. You can do.
Actually, let's go softball. Is there anything I could do with softball?
It might be. No, there's not.
Dang.
Not at least on DraftKings.
Yeah. I was gonna say Oklahoma, but you know what? Screw it. Denver plus 8.5.
Yeah, I'll be talking about that yesterday. It's gonna be a close game. I kind of agree with you.
Like even with Aaron Gordon out, I still think Denver's gonna make it close.
Yeah, I think so too. That's in live. If people have ever heard of live in-game betting, that could be the place to do that. More so, just to see what the tempo and is of that game. So
over under is 214.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's not in Denver; it's in Oklahoma City. So that I either you're going to get a 91-88 game or a 125-121 game, something like that. So,
all right, Prize Pick, Scott. What we got?
All right. We have Kelsey Plum over 17.5 points. She scored 37 against Golden State opening night. So I think she's dialed in to have a huge season. Number 2 is Brian Bay over the Red Sox, over 1.5 earned runs. The Braves have been hitting the ball really, really well. I don't like Bayo today against the Braves. And the third one, Jack Leiter over 3.5 Ks today. I think he can get the 4 Ks against the Astros. Again, like you said, I think if the Rangers could score a couple of first inning runs from Leiter, I think he settles right in and has a huge day today. So Jack Leiter over 3.5 Ks for me.
I like it. What am I going to do today? How about this? First, I know he's going against Philly, but I'll go Paul Skeens over 4.5 strikeouts. I like that one.
Yeah, I looked at that one too.
NBA Hardenstein, I believe, is a 1.5, and I said that yesterday, so I'll go Isaiah Hardenstein over 1.5 dunks. And then let's see, is there anything else?
LSU to lose today.
I'll go Jamal Murray over 1.5 3-pointers made. Because if Aaron Gordon's out, he's going to need to score.
Yep. People watch the baseball show Wednesday night. Alan's going to give Jonathan a whole bunch of crap about the LSU softball team. So,
how do you lose to Southeast Louisiana?
Jonathan will have an answer. Well, he'll be on the beach. Supposedly.
Not once, but twice.
They lost to him twice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Jonathan, you got some splaining to do.
You got some splaining to do. No, it'll just be like, at least it was a Louisiana school.
Oh, yeah, he'll be Southeast Louisiana through and through now. I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah, but you lost to him at LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Twice. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Come on, Jonathan.
That's okay. It's better than Texas A&M losing to Liberty.
Texas A&M softball lost to Liberty?
Mm-hmm.
What are they like, number 2 in the country?
Number 1.
Number 1? Uh-oh.
And then they got Liberty. They got Liberty in the penultimate game, in the ultimate game today. The winner wins the region. If they lose the region to Liberty,
I I think you better be worried, Alan. You got Liberty and Southeast Louisiana coming after you, Oklahoma softball.
We got to deal with Cal first. Today.
They should beat Cal. They should beat Cal.
Yeah.
If we could bet on softball, I'd bet Oklahoma.
Yale is beating Harvard 4-1.
Baseball?
Mm-hmm.
Harvard's like 13-37 this year. They're like awful. They're beyond awful. They beat Yale already. But they're like 13-27 they're awful. Northeastern's the team I want. I might be able to bet them in the College World Series. I might do it. They're really good. They're like 24th in the country. They only lost 9 games this year. They're like 44-9. They're really good. So I'm gonna bet them.
Nice.
So
anything else we want to talk about before we end off, Scott?
That's it, people. Enjoy tonight. 2 Game 7s tonight, NBA and NHL. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal watching. So, and then in-game live betting if you feel you want to. So,
also, if you're in the Midwest, be safe. There's storms supposed to crash out today. So,
here we go. This is the time of season, I guess, right?
Yep. It's usually April, May. It usually ends around June, but then you get the straggler storms in like June and July still.
And so from August through football season, you'll be safe probably. And
we get the random September tornado that just happens, but but for the most part, it's usually not as unstable as it is in the spring.
But good luck to Oklahoma in the conference tournament this week. So
hopefully we don't get matched up with LSU.
You can beat LSU. There's no dominant school out there. I know LSU's good. I know Jonathan says it, but they're not dominant. They've been beaten. So if they were undefeated, I'd say watch out, but they're not. So
I want to see if I can find the tournament setup yet. If there's
conference tournament's got to be.
Well, I know they have tickets on sale for it. It starts on the 20th. The 20th is when the SEC tournament starts, but I don't know.
So Tuesday. That's Tuesday. Yeah. Probably the lowest schools start Tuesday. And then Oklahoma probably joins in on it Wednesday.
Trying to see if it has the bracket set. See. So here's first round. Alabama gets Missouri. The winner of that
Bama.
Winner of that game plays Tennessee.
Okay.
Oklahoma, Kentucky. Which that'll be a good game. Winner of that game gets Georgia.
Which I think Oklahoma's beaten this year. In a series.
I think we've beaten Georgia before.
Yeah. So you could get right to the semis, not pretty easily, but
if you beat Georgia, you get Vanderbilt. So
yeah, but still, I mean, the only teams in the SEC that I'm worried about is LSU. If Florida,
Tennessee's the 8th seed. Tennessee's the 8th seed.
Tennessee struggled down the stretch. They've been awful down the stretch. Sorry, Sam, but they have been. LSU would worry me a lot. Florida, if they're on their game, they've shown a propensity that they could be a handful. Other than that, I know these teams are ranked, but I'm still not sold on a lot of them. Texas, they were number 1 for a while. I'm not sold on them. I said it to Jonathan on one of the baseball shows. I'm not sold on Texas, and I'm not. And they've struggled down the end of the year too. They're another struggle team right now. So whoever gets Texas would
play the winner of either Alabama or Missouri and Tennessee.
I think Alabama could get them. It's in Tennessee.
Hoover. The tournament's in Hoover.
Oh, Hoover, okay. But yeah, Alabama can get Texas. Texas can lose their first game.
Yeah, and if we beat Georgia and Kentucky, we get Vanderbilt.
Which you could beat Vanderbilt. I mean, Vanderbilt's not I mean, they're highly ranked, but they're not. I mean, any team in any given day in baseball.
Yeah. You get Florida and South Carolina in a first-round matchup. Winner of that one
is god awful.
Yeah. Winner of that one would play Ole Miss, and then whoever wins that game would play Arkansas in the quarterfinal.
So Florida could go from opening round game to the quarters, and it would not shock me.
That would be a good matchup, Florida and Arkansas in the quarterfinal.
Yes, it would.
LSU is in the last half. They are a quarterfinal team. They would have to deal with right now. That first round would be Mississippi State, Texas A&M. Winner of that game would play Auburn, and then whoever wins that one will play LSU.
See, Texas A&M's scary too. If they're on their game, if they were ranked top 10 to begin the season, if they're on their game, they could beat LSU if they get that far. So,
yeah, I think we can actually beat. Get to the semifinal.
I think you can too
in the tournament with the draw that we got for the tournament.
Yeah,
you can beat Kentucky, you can beat Georgia, you've beaten Vanderbilt, you've beaten all three of these teams this year.
They got a fortunate draw for them.
And then if you get Texas, the team that you just beat a couple nights ago,
yep,
that you've already got a win over.
There's no Tennessee defending national champion until the finals, probably. It would be semifinal would be Tennessee, and you wouldn't see LSU unless you get to the championship game. That's the bonus. You don't see LSU until the championship game. Although you might have to do an emergency baseball show if that's the case, especially if Oklahoma beats LSU.
Oklahoma LSU championship, SEC championship game.
If Oklahoma would have beat LSU in the SEC championship game, you'd really have something. Forget about all the losses that's happened. It'd be all over then.
Like, who won when it mattered most, Jonathan? Who won when it mattered most?
You know what he would say? Oh, fluke win. Lucky win.
Hey, look at the hardware. Look at the hardware.
Lucky win. Lucky win, Jonathan.
Yeah. And it's like I said a while back, we have been a national runner-up before. So, that was just 3 years ago.
So Oklahoma's going to get in the regionals. I'm pretty sure of it. They're going to get a trip to the region, someplace in the regionals. They're one of the top 32 teams in the country. There's no question about it. So I think if Oklahoma can get to the conference semifinals, they have a shot at hosting a regional, which would be great for them. Because then your first regional game is against the Louisiana Lafayette or something.
And you're basically hosting it at Oklahoma City, so
right. So that's what you want. So I think you're in, but to be safely in, just navigate the way through the SEC tournament, and then you feel better about your spot. So.
That's the SEC tournament setup. We'll probably talk more about that Wednesday night. Once we get some games under our belt and whatnot. So, and then Sam and I will be back Tuesday to talk about Monday Night Raw. So,
Mr. Tennessee,
Mr. Tennessee himself.
Yes.
Anything else, Scott, before we head out tonight?
It. Everybody, have a good day,
guys. Have a great Sunday. We'll be back next weekend. Tanner should be back, hopefully out of his little darkness retreat that he's in Vegas.
We'll fly out to Vegas and bail Tanner out someplace, and Mike and JG the buffoons. So,
all right, guys, have a great day. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
Bye-bye.